My God, what are you going to be so indecisive about at the beginning of this week, my gorgeous Leonie? You're going to be like, oh my God, so indecisive, like there is no tomorrow. But this is something that you need to understand. The moment in time, my gorgeous Leonie, you find yourself so indecisive at the beginning of this week. Listen to me very carefully. It's time to put your foot down in order to go forward with your life. You need to be flexible. And you're not going to be flexible. You're not going to be able to be flexible unless you move on with your life. Okay, you are indeed going to find yourself on one of the most powerful spiritual quests you've ever had in your entire life. And that means that you're also going to be so inspired by somebody. You are going to find yourself being within this group of people, or you're going to find yourself watching this group of people. And on top of that, you're going to be so inspired, like, oh my God, to do something, to make an important step. But this is different. This is something that you don't normally do, or maybe you haven't got enough experience. But you need to understand that this is not going to happen unless you are flexible, and unless you understand that it's all about moving forward, going forward with your life. But it's not going to happen unless you are flexible, and it's not going to happen unless you realize that you really need to move on with your life. You know that there is so much which is going to start getting on your nerves at the beginning of this week, and all those little things that are going to be getting on your nerves at the beginning of this week, that are going to be all signs for you that, you know, anything that goes on your nerves, it's going to be a sign that you are over it. It's just going to be like kind of pushing you towards a certain direction to move on from it. And it's just going to be your clear guidance, it's going to be your clarity, guidance, your signs, to move on. And now it's time to start moving on with your life, because if you don't, more and more it's going to start like kind of getting on your nerves. Do you know what I mean? And then what? Everything is going to be getting on your nerve. Now, do you know what I mean? It's just like really about following this absolutely powerful flow indeed. And what you also need to understand, my gorgeous Leonie, you need to let go of damaging and negative thinking as well, that it's been making you a kind of feeling rather insecure. So this is something that you also need to understand. You need to let go of damaging and negative thinking. I'm not blaming you for this, but I'm just saying that you've spent maybe the certain amount of time with somebody who was bringing you down, and with somebody who was making you feel a negative, and with somebody who was like overshadowing your look on life. So somebody is maybe going through something very difficult, and somebody in your life, is just kind of like maybe very down with something. Maybe there is a lot going on in their lives, and then they're projecting this energy on you. I know this sounds horrible, but the bottom line is that you've spent a great deal of time with somebody who is just bringing you down, and now you need to kind of and that reflected on you being very negative. So you just need to break through this. You need to realize who this is. I'm not saying that you need to move on from that particular person, for example, but as long as you understand this is like really already elevating you, and it's providing you with a view that you didn't have before. So this in itself, it's really important. You will see that the beginning of this week, what is going to be keep on pushing you forward, your ambition, your drive. This is a mind-blowing energy which is about to take over. You will become so confident about like some kind of success here. And it's about a news and message which you are going to have at the beginning of this week, which is going to surprise you. It's going to point about a certain success that you had. You're working on something, and this is really going to surprise you. It's not going to be huge. It's not going to be massive, but most importantly, it's going to show you the whole new world of possibilities and opportunities for you. Indeed. So therefore, when you become aware of this news and message, you are going to be extremely ambitious and confident because you about you becoming aware of some kind of potential, like a mind-blowing potential. So this little success that you're going to become aware of, it's going to bring you a huge potential, and this is something that is going to be keep on pushing you forward. On one hand, it's going to bring so much peace into your life as well, which means that you were like kind of within the last few months, you were like kind of walking on an eggshells, that's how it felt at the time. But luckily this is all slowly but surely coming to an end. By the time you get to the mid part of this week, my gorgeous Leone, it's like, oh my Lord, it's like, seriously, this is, oh my God, it's a blessing. You are going to have a blessing at around the midweek. Listen to me very carefully. This blessing, it's going to come to you simply one particular morning. You're going to wake up and you're going to feel different. You're going to feel like, oh my God, what world have I been, what world did I find myself in? What world did I find myself at? You're going to feel so different. And you will know that the whole day, as soon as from that moment in time, as soon as you wake up, you will know that the whole day it's going to be different. It's one of those days, when you feel just so energetic and so good, but you just don't know where this is coming from. It's brilliant. On that particular day, you're suddenly going to feel the need, like first of all, you're going to have a very unusual experience, kind of completely unexpected experience. And that unexpected experience is going to make you aware of like how much do you want to explore something? How much do you want to learn something? How much you want to find out a bit more about something? But it's a lot about you wanting to gather and wanting to have some kind of learning experience. And this in itself is going to make you feel so enthusiastic and so optimistic. You're also going to start feeling rather cheeky, but in the best possible way. You are going to kind of start having maybe a sense of humor that you didn't have in a long time. Please don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that you didn't have a sense of humor, but it's just like you're going to find everything and anything funny. And this is really great because you will, it's all about that internal happiness that reflects in every aspect of our lives. So you're going to feel this really beautiful and playful energy as well. And there is some kind of a really beautiful situation going to happen in between you and somebody else at around the midweek. You're going to get so much closer to this specific person, and this specific person is going to get so much closer to you, and this is going to mean to you like so much. And you and one specific person are going to come up with a very, very important conclusion. It's a lot to do how much you want to do something together. And also when it comes to this blessing, and when it comes to you feeling so optimistic in order to learn something, listen, this learning this is your blessing. What you're going to feel like you need to learn about, this is going to be your blessing, because one stage is going to lead you to another. What you're going to feel the need to learn, this connection, this passion, this is not just coming out of anywhere. This is a lot to do with your life purpose. So this is slowly going to start changing things. So it's to do with you wanting to learn something, but then again, you will see it's going to turn into a mind-blowing opportunity very, very soon later on. And also, this in itself, it's going to reflect on your finances in the best possible way, but it's at around the same time, there is going to be quite an interesting sign that you are going to have also, which is really gonna mean one specific thing, and you will notice that you are heading in the right direction, okay? Because this sign that you are going to have, it's also like going to be such a moment of inspiration, the moment of hope, and so many beautiful things slowly but surely coming into your life. By the time you get to the last part of this week, my gorgeous Leonich, the power is actually it's all about your power. Okay, so now this is what's important here. It's about your power. You will have a power. You will feel the power you haven't felt in absolute ages. This power is you will have a very, it's like a sacred power to do a few different things. Number one, you will feel the power, and you will have the power to actually start the process of your own independence. Okay, independence. You will have the power to make yourself independent. Number 2, you will have the power to to understand what exactly do you need to do in order to create and start the process of an ultimate change in your life. Number 3, you will also have the power to understand exactly what, like this dream that you had not that long ago, you're suddenly going to be reminded of this dream that you had that you actually forgot about. So this power, it's also bringing you this energy in order to open your eyes and understand some kind of dream that you had not that long ago, that you probably forgot about it, and you're going to be reminded of this, and now this dream is just suddenly going to make sense, and that in itself, it's really going to create a brand new turning point in your life. And this turning point that I'm talking about is just all about you being completely honest with yourself and understanding how much, like, something in your future, something that you've been planning for so long but it just didn't work out, how you want your life to be, you're going to be reminded of this, and you're going to be reminded to come back to yourself. Okay, this is important. And the reason why this is happening is because you've been going through something very, very difficult, within the last few months. And what you've been going through, it was like kind of really disconnecting you with yourself. Every single time when you were at the beginning of something really important, you would just start to think about something else because your mind wasn't just there yet. And this is why this is going to bring a grand turning point into your life indeed. Okay, my gorgeously own, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium. Love you. Bye.